So back, day 2, really kind of quite hungry now. I switched up the chickpeas because they were really bad, and now I'm using black beans for most of my meals, and they're a lot tastier, I would say that. They're just like, they taste less like peas. I think that's the main difference. So you can eat more of them before you start to feel really ill. Although they are still pretty bland. Just like a little bit of salt helps, but you know, it's still, you know, you start to think, okay, I better be careful with my salt intake because I'm just eating a lot of savoury foods, and so I've been trying to salt them a little bit less. I came to pick Becky up from work yesterday as well because of various terrible bus issues. I was feeling really properly hangry for most of the journey back, and until you know, eventually had some dinner. It kind of struck me as I was driving away later, how this idea of hanger is such a Western thing, like, and it's sort of associated with, oh, I just haven't had my dinner yet and I've had a long day at work, I'm really hangry. And you know, I'm not going around punching producers or anything like that, but I mean, it was affecting my mood. I really like what World in Need is doing, which is another charity which I really like, and they are doing this thing called the Children's Feeding Program, where it kind of has in mind that people don't really learn very well when they're hungry. Like, their brain isn't working at its full capacity because there's just not enough energy, and it's so difficult to concentrate. So really like what they're doing with that, and make sure you check that out. One of the things I do every Tuesday is I go to the Crescent Road car park, and basically we do this kind of food giveaway thing. So we like get hot food and leftover prep manger food, and we give it to people who are in need. So anyone who wants to come along can have some. And yesterday I caught myself as I was serving one of the guys who comes to get some food. He asked me how I was, and I started complaining about being really hungry. And you know, I said to Charles afterwards, who was with me serving, if I say that again to one of these guys, please can you like dig me in the ribs, because that is terrible. I just wasn't thinking, and hopefully you can laugh at my stupidity, because that's pretty terrible. I also experienced my first stomach cramps from this campaign yesterday, and they weren't very pleasant, but thankfully not too bad yet. We're only 2 days in, hopefully it won't get much worse. Really miss variety. I think that's what it is. It's just so much plain, boring food. You want to eat more of it so you feel less hungry, but when you're eating really plain food, when you're used to really nice kind of like variety of food, your stomach starts to rebel a little bit. So by the end of the meal, you know, you're kind of like choking it down a little bit. So I think one of the things so far that's really helped me is just understanding my privilege when it comes to the kinds of food I get to eat. Anyway, that's the day 2 vlog. Join me again tomorrow for day 3.